Hello and welcome to Have You Got Your Shit Together with me, Caitlin O'Ryan, the podcast that celebrates not having your shit together. On today's episode, we have Leo Darkwa Ohemeng, also known as Leo Soul, who is a British-born piano player originally from Ghana. He started playing the piano at 15 and has been performing since 2019, currently playing for Tee Peters and the Working Class Band and many more artists around London. He's recently played with artists Ouraa and Tee Peters on BBC Radio 1, Solaris on BBC Introducing, and performed at many festivals such as The Great Escape, Love Supreme, The Secret Garden Party and the Royal Albert Hall Exhibition Festival. Leo is also a freelance sports massage therapist under the name Recoverate Therapy. It's such a lovely episode. I hope you enjoy it. Here's Leo. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, on a scale of shit to together, how are you feeling today?
Oh gosh, I feel okay. I think if I was gonna make it like from 1 to 10, I'd be like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah, today.
Why do you think that? That's above average.
Yeah, literally. I think probably because of obviously the journey.
Yeah.
Actually, it was my fault. Actually, yeah.
Was it a bit chaotic?
Yeah, literally.
What happened?
Bus terminated.
No.
Yeah, so I had to walk all the way up, and I didn't see a bus coming from there, and I was like,
oh God.
So then, and then I wore a jumper to the worst case scenario.
That was a bold choice.
I don't know why I did that.
Considering it is so warm outside.
Literally. I wasn't expecting it. I saw the clouds today. I was like, the temperature wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
I stepped out and I was like,
Oh God, I hate that. When you try to like understand the weather and then it fucks you.
Literally.
Yeah.
This is British weather, so I'm not been surprised.
Yeah. How do you test the weather? Do you like look what other people are wearing outside? Or do you just make a bold decision and just go for it and hope that it all works out?
So normally I'd literally step outside, or I would just message a member of the family, whether it be like, my sister, my brother.
A weather reporter.
Like, what's the weather like today? Because I don't know, hardly watch the news. I was like, what's the weather today? And I was like, it's okay. Make sure you bring a jacket just in case. Because you never know.
You never know.
In certain
especially
weather,
in England.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the morning, it will be not in a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
And then give it a couple of hours later, and I'm having a shower outside. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy
Every
stuff.
season in one day.
I know, right?
It's crazy. What do you think you would need to feel a bit higher on the scale of having your shit together today then?
I would say, so normally when I'm out doing like my gigs or anything like that, I always take like a coat and put it inside the piano bag just in case.
Yeah.
If it's raining, I'll just take it out and all sorts. Even regardless, I should bring an umbrella, but normally I just bring myself a coat.
I really don't think people walk around with umbrellas anymore. I feel like that was like decades ago that was like a vibe. It feels quite like gentlemanly to have an umbrella now.
It's true. It's just probably because of the, once you have the hoodie on, then you're completely fine and stuff. So, but it's true. I don't know, probably because, just a thing of just holding it up for hours and then your shoulder just kills you,
Yeah, I know it's like really irrational, but I find like guys with umbrellas, like it gives me the ick.
Really?
Especially if it's not raining, like just prepared.
Okay, yeah,
I know it's irrational.
Yeah.
Like,
funny enough, I did see someone with an umbrella when it was blazing, but that's because of the shade.
Like a parasol.
I've never understood this. Like, sure, it just comes through and like the sun's all around you.
But it's just shade, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the offering of shade.
Yeah.
Just stay at home.
Yeah.
Listen, some people have to go out.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so on that then, what does having your shit together mean to you?
So the word for this year was stability.
Ooh.
And I really wanted to focus on how I was turning my, because my dream was more or less coming into reality. We thank God for that.
Okay.
So normally it's like, in music, I didn't realize that I was going to play for so many people. But it was nice because obviously I played at a festival this year.
Amazing. Which one?
One was the Great Escape in Brighton, and the other one was the Secret Garden Festival,
amazing.
so in Cambridgeshire. So those festivals are really good. Recently played at BBC Radio 1 with an artist called Ouraa.
Amazing.
So it was nice just trying to get all these things together, making it a reality, as well as because I'm also a massage therapist as well. So even like building up that clientele is nice, but the main question is how am I able to keep that stable? Because you know, in England it's hard. You know, cost of living has gone up and everything and all sorts. So it tends to be quite difficult, especially when you're self-employed, to have that stability every time. So I would know when I've got it together when the clientele is at a constant rate.
That's good.
I'm also getting gigs that are paid as well. So those are my two aspects of stability. And if I can keep that up, then I'm more or less, you know, making that dream into reality.
So, okay, for the people who are listening who might not know you, I mean, you've touched on it a little bit, but how would you summarise what you do?
I'll say I'm more or less a musician that more or less expresses himself wherever I go, actually. Because when it comes, especially when it comes to sofa gigs, you know, Anthony's been there. You know, every time I express myself, I express to the fullest. People need to see who I am as a person. I can't really like shield myself. This is just me. You know what I mean? So, and I think it works well with the whole, obviously, massage therapy as well. You have to be a people person.
Just doing things with your hands.
Exactly. So, literally. So it's more or less, you know, well, it's a blessing for that as well. So it's like,
that wasn't creepy. His girlfriend is in the room with us.
But regardless of that, it's just a thing where, you know, I have to maintain my hands as well, regardless of all the other things that, you know, I do.
Of course,
but yeah, it's one of those things. You know, you've only got one life to live. If you live to the full and, you know, the best of your ability, then obviously people will not only remember you as like a musician / massage therapist, but they will see you as a good person generally to others. Do you know what I mean? So
how old are you?
Take a guess.
I feel like you're young. I'm going to say like 21.
I like that. I'm 27.
27? Okay, that makes me feel better about my own life. I'm 28.
Oh, okay, fair.
So when did you start on like your musical journey? Where did that begin?
So I used to love retro music. So like I used to play a lot of retro games coming from like, you know, Nintendo, Sega, that kind of stuff. Even
Sonic
like,
the Hedgehog.
Yeah, 100%. Literally, I actually saw something not long ago that obviously Michael Jackson did the original soundtrack of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
No.
And literally, and the only reason why he wasn't credited is because he didn't like the way it came out. It's very, very retro.
Wow.
Even if you listen to certain songs, I think there's like a Ice Cap Zone or whatever it is, correct me if I'm wrong, where the song has his voice in the background, but the voice is so pixelated.
No
so
way.
You wouldn't hardly tell. But
that's wild.
Yeah. So that's what inspired me. Very retro type music.
Yeah.
Because I realized that the composers who actually create the song don't actually get enough credit. Like, you know,
for games and stuff like that.
Literally,
not at all,
the OST is incredible when it comes to things like retro games. That's what I brought myself up on. So when I was playing the keys, I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. And then I realized that they use certain sequences like, you know, 2-5-1, and it's like, you know, every, you know, if not like every musician knows what a 2-5-1 sequence is. So it's like a point where it's like, oh, okay, this is nice. So I kept on playing those types of songs. So, you know, from like, you know, Mario theme, you know, from like Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, Green Hill, that kind of stuff. And then I moved on to like, you know, things like if you guys watch the Studio Ghibli series, if you listen to you know, his work, then, you know, it's amazing stuff. So I moved up from there, and then I went up to grade 5 because I was doing GCSE music. So I went up to grade 5, and then obviously I went to uni for that, and then that's when I discovered things like, you know, neo soul, jazz, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, Erykah Badu, Corey Henry, all these people. I was like, whoa, who are those people? Crazy stuff. So then I thought, okay, let me add my, you know, my repertoire to the inspiration that I've got. And then this has got to, you know, this is where I am.
Wow, that's so cool. So, I would never have expected someone to say that Sonic the Hedgehog was their influence.
Yeah, literally. No, I'm going to be honest. Listen to the soundtrack. Like, not only those, but like,
go and listen to it in the sunshine now, just like 100%. Walking around.
Yeah.
Okay, we asked you to prepare an object that makes you feel like you've got your shit together.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very, very honest. I would say my keyboard.
Your keyboard.
I would say, my Casio. Was it SPD 100 or something, I think? Very good investment, because I realised when I started Sofa Sounds, they were asking for keys, or even like to Gearshare, which I have a little bit of problem, but I don't mind. But when it comes to like playing, around London, especially when venues actually don't have, you know, a piano or an upright piano. It's convenient for me to set up, and I don't bring my, you know, piano stand. Everybody knows that. But like, you know, it's nice to be creative, you know, and that kind of stuff. But it has been a good investment. It's been, you know, it's taken me to so many other places. I don't think I'll be able to play at any festivals or even most of the sofa gigs, because most of the venues, I don't think they really have a grand piano. But I think without, you know, my keys and that kind of stuff, then I wouldn't have. And obviously it's more like a, you know, you evolve from that as well. You realize, oh, maybe the sounds on the keyboard isn't really as good as you really expected.
Yeah.
So you move on to certain things where, you know, you've got, you know, Ableton, you've got Pro Logic, and then obviously when you add the sounds out that way, it becomes more brighter, and then you use, you know, other additional sounds, and then obviously it feels good to the artist, because as a instrumentalist, as a piano player, you should obviously understand that, you know, you're resonating off the musician, because the musician has messaged you or called you to play their song, so you have to bring it to life at the fullest. One I would mention is Oura's song Tired, where she talks about the times in COVID and everything that's gone around her in a negative way. So in a thing where, like, you know, I'm supposed to play in resonance with her so she can feel it, it hits different, especially, you know, I don't know if you have those situations when you're playing and the artist starts feeling it and they're just about to cry or to tear up.
Wow.
You feel it yourself.
Oh my God,
so
that's
it's
amazing.
yeah, literally. Yeah. So it's one of those ones where, you know, you have to make sure you keep
You
this
have
going.
to be so sensitive to someone else's
Of course.
art. So is that what you tend to do then? Will someone like send you a track or something, or you'll be performing live with them and then you're like improvising around them to create something?
I would say yes and no.
Yeah, okay.
So only because another artist called Story, she's Toronto based from Canada, sent me music, and she wanted to be just how it is.
Right, okay.
So obviously she sent me the score sheet and everything, and obviously it took me like some time to make sure that she wanted it as it is. So it's more of a thing where, like, you know, you're trying your best to implicate or to mirror what has been done with, you know, with her, with another piano player.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just those ones. I don't want it to be too different. That's like, okay, you know, we don't want this piano player, and we want to find someone else. Or we can't do any sofa gigs in London because I can't find another. So, yeah, I mean, so it's more or less to jump out your comfort zone, because she's more like, her song's very more like classical, kind of, you know. To be honest, her life even, it comes out a lot, you know. So listening to her, you know, obviously her story and the fact that how she, you know, came about as the musician, how she is, you have to mirror that, and you have to take it all in.
That's so amazing. It's very cool. It's like being able to speak another language, but it's music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A time in your life where you felt like you really had your shit together?
Love Supreme. I'll say Love Supreme, because I think it was the first major festival that I played in the tent, because you know how it is in terms of festivals, you know, you've got different tents and you've got the main stage and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So to be part of that, and for the amount of people to come through to watch, obviously, the artists play, but to play for it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing. So in my head, that's what I thought, yeah, I've got my stuff together. And then over a period of time, you know, people are like, oh yeah, you know, this is a Leo Soul. Oh, that's Leo Soul. But then obviously, my partner was like, oh, Dr. Leo Soul. And then another person was like, oh yeah, the Doctor. And I'm like, oh gosh,
The Doctor.
Is that my name now?
That's so cool.
So I thought, okay, cool. Let's just add it to Dr. Leo Soul. So I changed that, and that's my name now. Yeah, because I think Leo Soul's already taken, I think. So I thought, yeah, Dr. Leo Soul, I'll put it as that.
That's so cool.
You know, it's nice, yeah.
So how was it when you were performing at festivals, and is that always something that you've kind of had the ambition to do?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%. I think it's also a gateway as well. In terms of, you know, because like there's times people message you, be like, hey, how you doing? I saw you perform at this place, or I saw you perform at that place. And I think, you know, they'll see the level of professionalism when you played at certain places. Because imagine I'm here and like, I performed at, you know, Royal Albert Hall, you know, 3 times with different artists. I've played with, you know, artists that's, you know, gone through, you know, different places and that kind of stuff. So I think that level of professionalism just shows that, okay, your skills must be high end for you to be playing around those places.
100%, yeah.
So, yeah.
So what is like the ambition for Dr. Leo Soul?
Oh, gosh. I think the ambition one day will probably be to obviously bring my music out. I've got so much things in the archives that I haven't really brought out yet.
Yeah.
So I think it would be nice to bring out my own stuff. Funny enough, I might do my own sofa sounds at one point.
Sorry, heard it here first.
So so we'll see how that goes. But I think that's like on the music base, that's what I see myself playing for, major musicians, but also
doing your own stuff,
music out there.
That's really cool. In opposition to that, then, a time in your life where you felt like you really didn't have your shit together.
Okay, so I'll say in terms of music in conformity with income, it seems like I didn't really get it together as much. Because I'm playing for everybody, don't get me wrong. It's nice to play for everybody, but it seemed like that I was paying to play, if that makes sense. And I know it sounds a bit, different saying that, because in the beginning, you're just like, I'll just, I'll play for everybody, it's fine, just take pictures of me and all sorts for the exposure and that kind of stuff. But if you're trying to make this full time, this is the requirements that obviously, need to be brought out there. So this happened obviously like, a few years ago. And then I realized, I'm actually I'm paying to play. And it's like, if this is happening over a space of time, as soon as I run out, I won't be able to travel this place and that place. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I need to make a living through music at this point in time. Because don't get me wrong, I think at the time I was obviously working in the warehouse, it was fine, don't get me wrong. But if it's a thing where I need to pull my aspirations out and do this full time and then leave what I'm doing, then it's kind of like that was the focus part.
I feel like if this was like a poetry gig or something, I'd be like sat there clicking, because this is such a thing though that I have found in terms of when you are a creative person or when you're trying to follow creative pursuits, that shift from it being like your passion to trying to make money from it, and like, because I'm an actor, so when I left drama school, there's such like a gratitude that people have just to be offered any opportunity to be doing their dream, and it's a really hard thing to shift into getting paid your worth. And it's a similar thing because I also do spoken word poetry, so it was a similar thing where at first I was just happy to be getting offered a gig, and I was just happy to be there, and I was just happy to I was getting something out of it. But then there's that point where like you're paying to travel to do the headline thing, and you're paying to do this, and I already owned the poems and I'd be writing them anyway, but then shifting to asking for money for them is just a really weird thing. But it's also something that you have to do. Literally. It's knowing your worth, isn't it?
Exactly that.
But art is a weird thing to connect worth to, I think, because it's something that we like create instinctively anyway. Yeah.
Obviously, there's some people be like, oh yeah, it's just art, just express yourself and do whatever and all sorts. But at the same time, if you actually want to make a living, I think this is the thing where, because I've realized in the, I won't say music world, but in the creative arts world, because like you said, obviously you're, spoken word artist, but an actor at the same time, you have to be firm. You can't be too nice.
Yeah.
You can't be way too nice.
I know. I've definitely done it where I've like done a gig and someone has like said that they were going to pay me, and then afterwards I've not been paid, and I've felt almost like I didn't want to annoy them by asking to be paid. That is something that I'm really getting better at, because it's really hard, because you are just grateful for the opportunity that person has given you. Yeah. But there's such like power dynamics within these industries, I think, that you don't want to piss anyone off because you want them to ask you again in the future, and it's just gets really complicated.
Of course, yeah. It gets very complicated, and it's a thing where, you really have to make sure you stand out as much as you can and be like, what makes me different for all the other musicians. You know what I mean? Because obviously, your creative arts is singular. So it's more or less like a low-key competition, as in, I'm playing for this person, I'm playing for that person, but I don't want to be that person to be too inexperienced for the person to be looking for somebody else. That kind of stuff. So it's more of a thing where, especially, at the end of the day, when you expect to get paid, you don't want to message them after a while and be like, hey, how's it going?
I know.
About the payment.
6 months later, I feel like you have to let it die.
Do you get what I mean? So
it's gone. She's gone.
Literally. But funny enough, though, I was talking about this with my sister, and she said that if this thing happens, send them an invoice, but send them something where the invoice has to be sent within the next 30 days.
Yeah. Oh, that feels so passag for me, though.
So something like that. So it gives them like a limit where, listen, this is, I've given you the invoice, you've got 30 days.
Yeah.
It's not,
That's enough time, but it's
exactly,
so crazy, isn't it? Because I feel like in any other industry, that's just like standard.
Yeah.
Like if I was like a photographer and I was taking photos of you, like it would be standard exchange. But
of course.
I mean, photography is still like a creative pursuit. But yeah, any other thing, if someone was fitting a kitchen in your house, you would pay them.
Oh, 100%. You know what I mean?
So pay me for my poems.
Literally, especially if they do really like them. They like them, and obviously it sticks to you. It's like, yeah, this is amazing stuff. I would like to pay you and all sorts. But I'll say obviously the bare minimum will probably be like, oh, we won't pay, but we'll pay for your travel. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? That's okay in terms of at least I'm not losing anything, so which is fine. But I think it is important for musicians to even or even creative arts people to be paid.
Do you think you've got better at that then?
Yes.
Yeah. Treating yourself like a business, basically.
Oh, yeah, more or less. Yeah, of course. Because in the beginning I was doing it like, I really, really enjoyed it. It was amazing stuff. But then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, wait, hold up. When you look at other people, wait, this guy's getting paid the same thing I'm getting paid for. Maybe I'm doing a little better, but he's getting paid more. Why is that kind of thing? So it's more like a thing where, sometimes you got to like put your foot down sometimes and be like, okay, I mean.
And actually people will probably just respect you more. But I think we worry that it'll go the opposite way.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a thing where, sometimes you got to like put your foot down sometimes and be like, okay.
And actually people will probably just respect you more. But I think we worry that it'll go the opposite way.
Yeah.
It's weird. Okay, 3 things that make you feel like shit.
Okay, so I'll say when I get a message to go to a gig, or even a message for even a massage therapy. Let's move on to that actually.
Okay.
So I get a message like, they'll be like, I need treatment for like next week. I'll say, okay, that's fine. What time? 1 o'clock. No problem. That's fine. Literally. Around 12, I'm getting ready, and as soon as I leave the house, bearing in mind 30 minutes to get there. Oh, can we change the time? Or, sorry, can I cancel? That gets on my nerves.
A flake?
Yeah, that gets on my nerves.
But like a business flake?
Yeah,
that's
literally.
Worse. Yeah.
Like, I've walked out, I've woken up, you've wanted this time exactly for you to get treatment, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a thing where I've asked you, you have come to me.
Yeah.
You put a specific time, and I'm like, cool, you've put me in your care.
Yeah.
You've got different pains, aches, or whatever's in your body, and I'm trying to make sure that you walk away pain-free with additional knowledge to your body, and you want to cancel. Not even a day before or a week before, 30 minutes before. That happened like last year, or like, a few weeks ago. And I was like, this is long.
Oh, that's so annoying. And how do you still charge them?
So,
because you should.
So basically,
you should have like a 24-hour cancellation policy.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Standard.
It's true. That
next time you see him, you give him extra knots.
That is so true. Do not piss off your sports therapy person.
Got sciatica, have you?
but yeah, literally, like that was true about the whole cancellation fee. I do need to like, there's something that I have to put on, like, obviously just in case, because it makes them dedicated. Yeah, but
it's just what we were talking about in terms of like art and this. It's like respecting your time and actually like getting paid for that, and to treat yourself as a business and all of those things. Take your own advice, babe.
Literally.
Okay, another thing that makes you feel like shit.
This has been happening recently, and I hate this so much. When I was playing at a gig, and I don't know why, but so my software Ableton, sometimes you've got your sounds preset, and then obviously as soon as you put the MIDI cable in, and then you've got that loading. And then I don't know how it does it, but in your laptop it fogs out, or it brightens, and it says that Ableton is not responding. This is like probably like during the gig or during sound check, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so long. I need to do this now. Do you know what I mean? So panic. So it's the thing of just like restarting the whole software, and that one of the things that make me feel like crap.
When technology fucks you, basically.
Yeah, man.
Because you can be so prepared. I mean, we had it yesterday. We were saying like, you're so prepared. You arrive early. We came to the studio, and then just nothing worked. None of the equipment worked.
Yeah.
And then you're just freaking out because there's only so much that you can physically do to make things work. Yeah. Do you think you're quite good at staying calm in those situations?
Oh, not when it's close to the time. Nah, I feel heated. I was thinking this is so long. Like I think last year I was busking with an artist called Ayo, and I was on my way and I forgot my power cable, but I was fine because obviously, you know, I've got batteries in the 8. That's one of the perks of having obviously a keyboard. You know, once it requires batteries, then you can busk anywhere. Inbuilt speakers, you're moving fine. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, everything's all set and all sorts, and I'm playing. But I realized that the light on the on button was blinking, and I realized it was off. I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, I've already put these batteries in yesterday. Like, how is this draining all my battery? It's nuts. And then I realized I was playing something, and then I hit a key a bit too hard, and all he is, just cuts off. Ayo's still singing.
Oh no!
And I'm like, while people are watching, I was like, oh, this is so.
Oh my God! What did you do?
Literally,
I'm gonna be
more or less. Like literally, I was like the percussion side of it, and then obviously I turned it back on again. But then I realized, okay, maybe not. I shouldn't press the keys a bit too hard. But yeah, point, I was like, this is incredibly long.
That is like humiliating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing.
Okay, this is my fault. To be honest. But like when I wake up, I don't understand how people wake up and go about the day without breakfast. I don't understand that.
I can't do that.
I actually don't. The most important meal of the day, and you're gonna wake up and you'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and sing what?
I know.
With no cup of tea. No Frosties, no Cocoa Pops in your bowl. Yeah. But like stuff like that, that's what makes me feel like when I wake up, and this happens all the time. Like every Sunday I wake up from church and I'm always late and I don't have time. Like literally. And I can't proper, finish off the tea, it's boiling hot. So I can't do that. So I'm taking like at least minimum 3 sips.
Oh my God.
And then I'm out. But at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and flustered and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
you've not started your day right.
Yeah, literally. And as funny, when I finish like church, whenever it is, like it can be around 2-3 o'clock, I have to have my breakfast. I can't move on to lunch.
Oh my God.
It's so weird.
It's back to breakfast.
Yeah, it's so weird.
So what's like a breakfast for you? What are we talking? What's like the ideal way to start your day?
Don't judge me, please. Don't judge me. Okay, so when I wake up within the day, I have a cup of tea. PG tips.
How are you having milk? Are you having sugar? What's the...
Okay, so it will be tea. 3 sugars.
3 sugars. Listen, okay, you need that sweet kick.
I'm a sweet tooth. I'm gonna lie, I'm a sweet tooth. So I have like a cup of tea with 3 sugars. That or Manuka honey, actually.
Whoa,
which is
sorry.
really nice. Yeah. But those are strong.
Yeah.
So I'll put like at least like
She's
2
expensive
teaspoons.
as well.
Yeah.
Sugar is stupid.
But luckily, discount. So yeah. She helps me out a lot. So things like that.
So we got the tea.
Yeah, so we got the tea, 3 sugars. I don't use milk. I use because I'm African like that. Carnation. So carnation milk. Evaporated
delicious,
milk.
but also very, very sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like
we
9 sugars that you got. That's fine. Listen.
So yeah,
you do.
Literally. But yeah, so obviously I've got that.
Yeah.
I'll have at least like 2 to 3 pieces of toast, whether it's Biscoff on it or Nutella on it. You've got to treat yourself.
Stunning.
But what Nutella?
You're going like the right way. It's like a heart attack, though.
How dare you? Yeah, literally. I'm gonna be honest. Like it's a risk. It's a risk. But I'm an active person, so hopefully that levels that balances everything out. But So got a tea, and then I got my 3 pieces of toast. Either that or. In Tesco, you've got your muffins, your chocolate chip muffins. Yeah. 100%.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
Yeah. So I've got that. And then I'll either have I'll have egg, but the egg will be scrambled.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and is the egg on its own, or is the egg on top of the toast with the Biscoff on it? Tell me more about the egg.
So the egg is separate.
The egg is
literally. I don't add it on my toast.
A naked egg.
Yeah, literally. No. It's not a naked egg, but it's the.
What's it?
No, not really. Because so basically, like when you make the egg, you put your spices on and all sorts. You scramble it. You put it separately. Here's what happens. Yeah. So I have the tea first with either the toast or the muffins, depending.
Okay.
And then when I'm finished, I'll have the egg, and then I'll finish off with a bottle of water. Sorry.
To wash down the egg.
Yes, to wash down the egg. But
that is chaos. Like
really,
I feel like you're starting with dessert, like with the Biscoff toast thing, and then you're going on to naked egg.
But like,
you need scrambled egg needs to be with some kind of crunch or something. You have it on toast or something, surely. I understand an omelette.
I mean, I don't mind. You know those ones when you go to the hotel and you've got like the egg and toast, and like, okay, yeah, you put egg and toast and all sorts. But I think at home, when I'm in my zen, when I'm watching Netflix, all that kind of stuff, that's the food that I normally have.
It's like when you go on holiday and it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. But you kind of have an exception there.
And this is every day that you're eating
the whole world
this.
about this.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, more or less. It's literally every day I'm eating this. Literally, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I'm really, really hungry, like obviously I have like a banana on the side or something.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I don't know why I just don't have like. I don't have like apples in anything like that. I don't have apples. If it's like a fruit, it will be a banana, or will be grapes or something like that.
Okay.
But more or less, that's my breakfast. Okay. Please don't judge me. But yeah.
Not judged, just confused. Hey, Ant.
Hey.
You do a great job in editing this podcast, might I say. If people like the podcast, what do they need to do?
Like it.
What else?
Follow it on social media.
And then what?
They could share it with every single person they know.
Thanks, Ant. You can go back to your corner now.
Bye.
Okay, 3 things that make you feel like the shit.
Oh gosh. I think when I feel good when it comes to certain gigs, don't get me wrong. Yeah, those ones, you know. And then you got like a little solo that you do yourself and all sorts. Especially when I've got the shades. Sometimes I don't bring the shades.
Like what, sunglasses?
Yeah. That's the iconic one. The circular ones that I wear during performances is what makes Leo Soul. I'm gonna be honest, literally. That's cool. But yeah, when I'm in my element, you know, playing, doing my solo, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that
amazing.
Yeah. Second, I would say definitely massage therapy. Okay. When they feel like you know, when they comment, they feel like a new person. That's nice. That's wholesome. I'm going to be honest. Like even yesterday, I had somebody yesterday had a problem with their lower back and obviously their top and even like the tricep, because they said they were trying to do a certain move in the gym and they couldn't really move it because that area was tighter than the other side. But at the end of the treatment, knowing that they can move around and say, "No, I don't feel no pain," and saying, "Oh yeah, that's the best treatment yet," or they've been like, "Oh, I've been to physios and all sorts, but like you are far by the best." When I hear that, it's wholesome. It means that okay, there's certain things that you're doing right.
Yeah.
You're evolving. You're becoming a better massage therapist. I would say so.
Yeah, that's
start
amazing.
from the beginning. The beginning, I don't think I was that good at all.
Yeah.
But obviously now you're looking at different, body compositions, different situations, activities of daily life and that kind of stuff, and knowing that you're able to solve that at the end of the day, knowing that okay, I've got the person trusts me with their well-being and they feel good at the end of the day. It's perfect for me. So.
I think it's quite like an emotional thing as well, like being a massage therapist, because I imagine for some people it's like the only time that they're being touched in like a caring way, like, and having someone look after them. Yeah. Like it's quite like an intimate thing really, isn't it? So I can imagine it's really beneficial for the people who have it.
Yeah, of course. And that's why I say again, you have to be like a people person because obviously there'll be a couple of people that have come in, but they'll come in shy. Yeah. Because they haven't done this before. People say, "Oh, that's their first treatment." So it's kind of like, okay, you have to, talk through the process, make them feel as comfortable as they can be, and give them like a step-by-step process of what you're doing, what's going to happen, obviously, afterwards in terms of recommendations to any stretches or any exercise, that kind of stuff. So, but knowing all of that knowledge and knowing that they feel comfortable, that's what that's when you feel like, this is what I was meant to do. Yeah. 100%.
That's so cool. Okay, one more thing.
Okay, so so a couple of days ago we had the gig. So Shiva was playing with Nia and they were opening up for the Sugar Hill Gang, the pioneers of hip hop.
Oh my god,
madness!
That's so cool.
It was so it literally was so good.
Yeah. And
I came through. And then obviously I was joking, with Nia, but not joking in it because she's amazing. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, Nia, I'm a big fan of you. Like, you're amazing. Like this, that, and all sorts. You're so good. Like, I love your music." And she was like, "Wait, hold up. No, wait. This is the doctor. This is Dr. Leo." So I was like, "What?" And all sorts. And then obviously it's more like, when when people recognize each other as well. Because Nia's amazing. Like, she's an amazing artist. Like, literally, it was a blessing playing for her that day. But you know, regardless of that, you know, being recognized, you know,
that's so cool.
In terms of, you know, your musicianship is like,
but also like being recognized from like your peers and like people that you respect and admire, and getting that back as well is really cool.
Oh, of course.
It hits different than just like random people in the street, I think, when it's like people who get it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Something that makes you lose your shit in a positive and a negative way.
Wow. Okay, so, you know, back then when I said I don't really like gear sharing, in terms of obviously people that I know, and also, and Anthony, you were actually there as well when I was gear sharing. I think it was
which gig?
The one where I came. I think I came extremely. No, I didn't come. I came late to the gear share, and there was an upright, but it wasn't really an upright.
The jam.
No. This was last year. I was playing with Tamar, and the chefs was there as well. We became, and then the one person was supposed to play on my keys, but I came late on that. So when we were setting up and all sorts, obviously she was playing. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to her, amazing. She was doing her thing and all sorts. I think it's the way she was playing. She was pressing music a bit too hard. The Corona was at the side, so I didn't know what the fingers that were on the keys, and I was like, But in a positive manner, it's like, listen, as long as you're having fun, as long as you're enjoying yourself, that is fine. But at the same time, my keys are crying.
Oh no!
I had to apologize to him when I came home. I was like, listen, Cassie, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Let me get the hand sanitizer and just wipe the keys. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But
yeah. On the edge of losing your shit with that.
Literally.
Oh my God! Yeah. And then something in a positive way.
I think it was a thing where, like, so every time I'm playing, I think even back then when I was playing in school and that kind of stuff, I made a lot of mistakes, and it will be in front of so many people. Like those things. Like, there'll be a time I think I played like a Christmas show, and they were playing I Wish You a Merry Christmas, and I was hitting certain chords and it just wasn't fitting. So I was in shock. I just stopped and I was like,
in shock.
Literally. But the positive thing was, one, I should have been more prepared than I would, than I should have, sorry. And a thing where, like, it was a thing where I vowed myself that, you know, if I'm ever going to play with an artist or play, I need to make sure that I'm ready.
Yeah.
And make sure that I don't make no mistakes, because they're going to be looking at me thinking, this is crazy. Because, you know, think about it. If you're going to be, like, say, if you're a poet and all sorts, you're a sound engineer, musician, and you're playing at, I don't know, the O2, that kind of stuff, and something goes wrong, and the artist goes, someone's getting fired tonight, or did this, did that. Do you get what I mean? Like, you know, once that happens, you're going to feel something in your chest thinking, damn, I messed up.
Yeah.
And it was live on YouTube for life.
Oh my God.
Do you get what I mean? So, like, it's actually nuts. But yeah, that's the positive thing. I think it gives you that drive where, you know, I messed up once, I'm not doing that again, kind of thing.
Yeah.